I just listen to these talking heads talking infinitely about how they plan to reopen their states and their governments. And they sound so fucking dumb. They sound so foolish. Yeah, I was talking talk every day, and the governor and I in our fucking faggot ass governor's office, yeah, and then we're looking at a multi-dimensional phased-in approach, and as long as I could talk every day about how we talk every day about talking every day about talking, yeah, so while Americans starve and some of them don't have the stimulus, the stim check, because of the glitch, the glitch. Yeah, and even though we've like closed up businesses, so people can't make money, business owners in America, small businesses who, thought that we were like for the people and of the people, but we're not really. We're just a bunch of tyrants, tyrannical folk over here. Anyway, talking back to the talk. Yeah, so like so many days and weeks have gone by where like our admin, we're looking at many different ways to talk like throughout the day and for the coming days. And we want to basically make sure that like when Donald Trump had a hope that America would reopen, we're going to come up with some creative and innovative ways to stay closed. Yeah. Because we're a bunch of stupid fucking fags and, un-American traitors and, surprising that humans haven't cannibalized us and eaten us alive already and stormed our buildings. But, because we have control of the National Guard, military, and police forces, power grab. So anyway, what we're going to do is like, we understand that there are some federal guidelines that we're supposed to follow or that we could or that we might or we might not or probably won't. And so we're looking at a multi-pronged approach because it's all about our approach and, talking about approach. So like every day we're going to be talking about talking. We understand that there are Americans who are struggling, who are eating out of trash cans, dumpsters, trying to rummage for food and, foraging and, because they're, their bodies are famished and they've been ravaged by this scourge. This plague, the pandemic, the numbers that were skewed and falsified. Anyway, so Nancy Pelosi, she talks, and eats ice cream. I think it's like $13, like a half gallon, while she sits at her beautiful, lovely, gated community home with her armed security officers. And as we attempt to take more weapons off the streets from people who are law-abiding armed citizens, U.S. patriots, we're going to be talking on a daily basis with news, media, and different individuals, persons about our talks and how what we're talking about is a phased-in approach because we understand that we didn't really need to that we shut down the government anyway. And some people think that it wasn't necessary, but we know that it's necessary to ensure our win during the November election. So anyway, the reason why so back to the government shutdown, we need to make it very clear that it's not time to reopen, in our opinion, based on data, models, and our own opinions. So we're going to talk about how some states apparently have already reopened, but we don't want any restaurants open. We don't want people eating in venues where they could possibly spread disease that 98% of people will recover from, basically like a common cold. But there are those who are in that high risk category, and we need to take care of those folks. So I understand. We do understand that there are some counties that have been completely unaffected by this, but those counties need to stay closed, and those people in those counties need to work with us and stay home, wear a mask at home, wear a mask in public, don't come outside. And have you used the Waze driving app lately? We have some people working at Waze, and when you log into the Waze app, if you're a motorist or driver, the first thing we want for you to see as a motorist, as the motorist that you are, is we want for you to not drive. So the very first thing you're going to see when you log in to Waze is a message that says don't drive. So, and I know that can be a little confusing for some. So if you log into Waze, because Waze is playing along with us, coordinating with us, we don't want you to drive or go anywhere if you're a motorist. So when you log into Waze, even though you just want to go to your maps and like go to where you're going to go, we don't want you to do that. We want you to see the sign, the message, and understand that it's right there. It's the first thing that you'll see, even if you're in a hurry, even if it's an emergency, matter of extreme urgency, and it's something life-threatening happening. We don't want you to be able to use your maps right away. We want you to see the message and observe it and be cognizant of the message that pops up with Waze driving app. The very first thing we need for you to see, and of course there's going to be a step in the process for you to X out of that before you get down the road to your emergency, or you're dealing with an emergency, and that's why you're trying to get down the road and you need the map to navigate. The very first thing we need to caution you about is that you're going to see a message that says don't drive. Please don't drive. I know that seems a bit of a misnomer, and it seems oxymoronic, but in these times, in this, during this pandemic, we don't want for you to drive or go anywhere. So the message on Waze when you log in and you try to go somewhere is don't drive. So back to our talks, like the talk that we're having now. So we're looking at ways to talk every day about what we're doing to consider reopening in the very distant future. Because whatever Donald Trump says, we're against it. Doesn't matter how logical or sound mind or reason or how sensible. So what we're saying is that we just don't want to reopen these governments. It's not like flicking on a light switch. It's not that easy, even though we technically, theoretically could just reopen. And most likely, most people aren't going to get the coronavirus. And even if they did, they'll recover from a mild common cold. We need you to keep wearing those masks. Make sure you wear those masks and gloves. Don't breathe any air. Don't touch anything. Don't drive. Don't go anywhere. The grocery stores, we can't help that. We contributed to the hoarding of food as part of our approach, plan, agenda. And so Nancy Pelosi is working to come to an agreement with the Republicans regarding getting those additional monies over to small businesses that we've destroyed and devastated. And we just want for everyone to understand that regardless of whether a business obtains payroll protection program, payment, loan, PPP, Anglais, arriba. Sorry, spazzed out for a minute. Kind of went back to the days of Metro, Goldwyn Mayer, and Fred Quimby. That being said, I don't know if those were the original authors or illustrators, but the point is spazzed out for a minute. So our spastic reject approach is that we need to coordinate with the liberal governors and our respective liberal admins, Larry Hogan, Ralph Northam, Muriel Bowser, Fat Punk Pritzker, Gavin Newsom, and all the other in the bitch. Our partner in Michigan, whatever her name is, and all the other libs and fifth columnists, because we need for you to stay home. We need to keep it going as long as we can. And keep in mind, even when we reopen, we're expecting to have a resurgence and a rebound. And so we can't have any movie theaters open, no public libraries, no swimming pools, no outdoor or indoor sports events. Can't have people congregating Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. And as long as we can elongate it, prolong it as long as possible, and keep having these talks on a daily basis, because this is the conversation that we as un-Americans need to have. This is our approach to said matters. So anyway, that's our approach. And yeah, we'll continue to have this talk on a daily basis about our talks that we're having that are ongoing. So stay at home, wear a mask, wear your gloves, don't go anywhere, don't eat, don't breathe. And yeah, observe the curfew and stay off the roads and stay out of business and pretty much just roll over and die. I mean, just, behave and obey. Thank you. That is all until our continued talk tomorrow at the same time.